Giving you all a chance to get in here. Wise Solid speaking. Let me know if the music is too loud or am I good. I want to do this quick lesson for you guys. As I said, I'm giving you all a chance to get in here. First one in, please let me know if the music and everything is good. Let me know if I need to lower the music. Of course, you guys see the title, but I want to speak on more than that. Medu, that is. Peace and wisdom, King Cooley. Visit the website, everyone. GoogleUpscaleKnowledge.org. That's the website. Go to blogs. Check it out. And then check out the pricing plans. I believe I have biblical scholarship, comedic scholarship. I have a few pricing plans, basically courses. You can go there, get the deep posts, meaning if you enjoy the posts that I put up online, Facebook, YouTube, content as well, and you're not a channel member, get yourself a pricing plan. Check out the literature. My lecture magazines, Peace and Wisdom Alone. Not lonely. I'm trying to make sure I haven't forgotten anything before I start. Visit the website. Of course, you can join the channel. Probably like after August 1st. I think that's when I said. I forgot when. Probably like August 1st. I'm just going to be dealing with the business end of things. You know my website. Those of you guys that's paying channel members. So get yourself aligned. Oh yeah, I have a perfecting self plan or course up. So y'all can go check that out. Reading y'all comments. It's slow on my end. Now, when you're dealing with the Medu, when you're dealing with the Medu, this is your ancient Egypt. Your ancient Egypt scholarship or science. Most view the Medu as like, of course, I'm assuming you guys know it's the hieroglyphs and all of those things that y'all may have seen, the images. So when you're looking at ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs, which has to do with their alphabet word system, so to say, it's quite strange. A bird may represent this or that. A sitting, crouching pharaoh woman may represent this or that. So it's kind of hard to follow. Then of course you have like the three, you have the words that they write without any vowels, like N-U-T, nut, is missing the U. It's just N-T. Or Kemet, it's just K-M-T. Or Kem, just K-M. And so when you're looking at it from, common mind, it's quite strange. Now, of course, we fill in the blanks. Y'all put the vowels in wherever y'all choose. Now, when you're dealing with the correct understanding of the Medu, it's known as the mother language because the Medu is not a language, meaning the Medu is not the ancient Egyptians' language. It's like how I explained with Gematria. The Medu is the foundations of all the languages that we have. You have many different nations of people, meaning you have different civilizations being built, and all the curriculum that goes with that nation. So I'm American. We have our alphabet. We have our language. We speak in the written form of these sounds that we speak, our language. Someone in China, they have a different language, a different curriculum. Someone over in the Far East, well, that is the Far East, kind of. Let's say someone in the Middle East, they have a different curriculum, a different language. Now, all these written languages in different curriculums of these different nations, they have to correlate. You follow? This is what you call the system. So Chinese language and curriculum have to correlate with American language and curriculum. The Middle East has to correlate. You get my point? For it to be real. Other than that, you just made up your own thing. I'm giving you that example so you can grasp. The Medu is the system that's used to make the languages. So this is why you may only see NT instead of a U being there. In regards to Kem, you may only see KM instead of KHEM, E being a vowel, a sound. The reason for that is because it's like a fill in the blank type of thing. Meaning, different languages speak with different dialect. In that, so you have your different sounds, I, E, O, all the same sound, but just a different tone of it, so to say. And so in that, NT, which is nut, your primordial waters, your primordial beginnings, the abyss, nut. If you use the O instead of the U, it's not. Follow? If you use the E instead of the O, it's net. VA, nat. All of these being the different variations of our sounds that can be made with NT, which all basically got to do with nothing. A gnat is micro, a net got to do with catching something, so it's nothing. Not nothing. Nut, of course, that's the primordial nothing. So in that way, depending on the dialect of the tongue of the nation, so they will fill in the blanks as they choose. Your different hieroglyphic symbols, these have to do with sound. You have to remember the language is being constructed from sounds. Meaning I'm speaking right now, this is a language. But I'm just making sounds. Of course, when you're dealing with our language, anyone that speaks language or word. Animals make sounds like the vowels, I, E, O, They may even speak in syllable. Man speaks in the merging of sounds or syllables, making it word, and you get my point? Speaks in that format. But this has nothing to do with the writings of that. So that's like a 3-year-old baby. They can speak, but if you tell them write, Write down what you're saying. Nobody told them how to write the sounds out. And like, how do I know what symbol to use for this? Like that. It's a construct. And so the Medu Netta is like the foundation for creating a language if you're starting a civilization. Now, of course, in the early times, you got ancient Sumer. Your early cities are nations. And so they're using the Medu Netta to create their curriculum, their language, you could say their maps, etc. So you have ancient Sumer, let's say ancient Arabic, ancient Hebrew. These are all languages that come from the Medu Netta. The Medu Netta not being a language, but a system to use the language. So let's say someone in modern day, they're telling you they're translating the Medu Netta. You cannot translate the Medu Netta. You would have to translate one of the languages that were made from it, like ancient Sumerian, or one of those ancient Sumerian languages, or ancient Hebrew. You get it? So let's say in ancient Egyptian times, the ancient Egyptians weren't speaking Medu Netta. They probably were speaking Hebrew, or whatever language would have came from the Medu Netta that they were using. So, no place usually speak just one language. So they probably spoke Hebrew, an old form of Arabic, whatever languages that they had, or whatever cities were developed in that time, and whatever languages that were used that came from the Medu Netta. I don't want you to look at the Medu Netta as a book full of languages already made, and you just say, I'm gonna pick that one. You have to construct it. But when you use that base format, which is the Medu Netta, do you follow? It will correlate with every other language that was made from it. This is how we're able to translate the ancient text into modern day languages. You get my point? They all come from the same system. In that, it's like interchangeable. Peace and wisdom, different angles. And so, like I said, it's interchangeable because of that. It all comes from the same system. We're speaking of the Medu Netta, and it being the foundations of language, so to say. I don't want to say just written language. A lot of it have to do with sounds. So when you have like the hieroglyph symbols, these have to do with, think if you're teaching someone how to speak. Like a kid, so you tell them sound it out, and they kind of say the sounds. Ka, a, ta. You get it? You're teaching them like the merging of the sounds and how to say the word. View the Medu Netta and the hieroglyphic symbols kind of like that. Kind of like musical notes. They're not, but you can view it like that. Early musical notes teaching one how to speak or say or play the language, because this is all we're doing when we're speaking. Playing the song that is our language. And so, like I said, when you're dealing with ancient languages, they were songs. This is why the Bible have that chapter, Psalms. And it's full of psalms to God. This is songs. But psalms would have been song, and song would have been the language. Meaning all your ancient languages would have been sung, not spoken. And so, when you're dealing with the Medu Netta, ancient gematria, these are foundation things for creating all the things that we have now in terms of, we after all of this. So, you get my point? Our language come from Old English. Old English come from Old Scandinavian, and so on and so forth. But when you get back to the early languages and them being formed, so you get my point? You have to have a blueprint of some sort. This is what the Medu is. This is why it's written on stone and all of that. Let's say anything was to happen. It was like a major, major natural disaster. Wipe out mostly everybody. How many of y'all would know, okay, we got, what's left in Egypt. We can restructure a language and curriculum and get everything back going in some sort of order. Other than that, everybody gonna be speaking their own way. It's gonna be mad chaotic. You gotta grasp, if we didn't have a language we all follow, then y'all would all just speak like however your tribe or family speak. In that, somebody from Brooklyn would have a whole different language than somebody from Manhattan. Shit, the people up the street might have a whole different language than the people on this side of the street. And that is going to make for a lot of clashing, because think when y'all see immigrants in y'all city and you don't understand them, you start getting frustrated, like, why you don't speak English, man, in America? And they getting frustrated, but are they getting scared? And you get it. They get crazy. Now imagine we lived like that. So at some point, you would need somebody to come in and construct some sort of language, and now you got people in different places, some scrambled here, some scattered there. You follow? There would need to be somebody like me that understood, we can make a language with those, you just have to construct one. And you can use it, you get it, to check if it's good. Did the next person make their language? Now we have a system to check if it's good and it's aligned. And all the rest of the curriculum that go with the civilization. Okay, I see different angles grasping. And so, how can I put it? When y'all learning the ancient things, y'all are looking at it from modern times. It's just like a young person in the daytimes. Y'all trying to make sense of the past according to the way y'all see things now. So y'all may look at the Tupac incidents. And y'all always forget things of the past that had nothing to do with now. It may be something as simple as a cell phone. But it slipped your mind like, oh yeah, I forgot they didn't have cellies back then. It was payphones everywhere. Simple things like that may slip your mind. And that, it make for all the difference in your understanding of things. If you're looking at it from your time in the only perspective you know, forgetting to adjust your perspective on the time, and you're never going to have that clear understanding of a thing. Now think of ancient Egyptian texts, ancient biblical scholarship. Y'all think of it from y'all perspective now. You follow? Y'all don't look at the constructing of all of this. Meaning if I said to y'all, okay, Jesus story, right? Who do you think constructed it? Your average Christian probably never even thought of that. Even the thought now might still be kind of going over y'all head if you're a Christian or just a regular person. Some of y'all say, no, that really happened with Jesus. Cool. I ain't asking that though. Whether it happened or not, now I'm asking who actually constructed the story. That part. Christian, you say, I don't see what's the point. Why would it matter? It matters everything. The story is clearly constructed. So we hear it and get it how we got it. Now who constructed it? And why? And so, now most of y'all can take your mind back and say, well, let me think back in the times of Jesus. Why would somebody? You get it? When you look at things from the perspective of the time, you get a better perspective. Then you can look at things from your time and say, okay, I could see how Tupac could become Jesus maybe 50 years from now, and that I could see how maybe Jesus over 2,000 years can. You get my point? Meaning most of y'all don't understand the manipulation. The mind hasn't matured enough. So let's say you're a Muslim, a follower of Islam. You don't understand that Prophet Muhammad in his time was not teaching Islam that y'all got now, which lines up with Christianity. See my point? A Western religion, your religion line up with Christianity, meaning they got all the same characters. Why? That part. Jesus is Isa in Islam. The angel Gabriel is Jibril. All the same characters, meaning it aligns. So you know right there, it's like the Medu. These two religions must come from the same source. Same kind of strange construction. But why? Now, like I said, if you're a Muslim in the daytime, you don't understand that the Prophet Muhammad had nothing to do with the Islam that y'all got now. He was speaking against the Islam y'all have now to his people in his time. When these forces and powers was coming to his area of the Far East and the Middle East, colonizing it. Meaning y'all look at the Middle East now, but y'all don't look at it like, okay, when it was just the rainforest and indigenous men was running around here. Butt naked, uncivilized. Who came and colonized that area and developed it up? Y'all kind of got this thing where y'all just assume like people just gonna build. Somebody got to teach you that. You get it? Meaning that wherever you see a civilization, that means colonizers came there and developed it. A civilization that was already civilized and developed set sail somewhere else and did that. Now, you take your mind and you say, let me go back to ancient Iraq, Jerusalem, Syria, all these old nations that we be speaking about in the Bible and ancient Sumerian texts. The beginnings of their start. Who constructed it? Who, you get my point? Who came there and colonized them? This is outside of y'all programming. See, your programming is the Prophet Muhammad started Islam back in his 6th century or whenever he did, and he was blind. You get it? And what I just said do not go with your programming. Meaning there's no answer for that because you never thought of that. That part. If the Prophet Muhammad is the one that Islam started with, well, who he got it from? So he got it from the angel Jibril. Okay, who that? That part. It's the angel of the Lord. You don't know nothing about that. You know about colonizers. Outside of that, what you talking about? Angel of the Lord, what? Angel what the Lord gave him? The angel of the Lord colonized him? And so if you understand history, you get my point? When you're dealing with the Prophet Muhammad in those times, of course, him and his people would have been indigenous people living in the Middle Eastern area or wherever the Prophet Muhammad is from. In your Northern Europeans, during them times, they would have came to that area, colonized it. You get my point? Prophet Muhammad is speaking to his people, telling them, you know, when Prophet Muhammad says your God is not one-eyed, so it's for that. For when y'all get in the times now, y'all say like, what that mean? The people that colonized the Prophet Muhammad lands is the people that worship Odin. Allah. U-L-L-R. When you're dealing with, you know, your Viking peoples, your Scandinavians. I forget the name they went by before that. Because, you know, it's like a generational thing. But when you're dealing with your your Netherland peoples or your far north peoples. During those times of the colonizing of, Prophet Muhammad and his indigenous people, their little area of the forest, before the place was developed, how we see it today. People from the far north would have came there and colonized it the same way people came to America when they came to America. And Prophet Muhammad is telling his people, your God is not one eye, basically saying they're going to take over this place at some point. And y'all going to be worshiping their religion and living their pagan ways, not realizing it. Now, when you're dealing with the far north people, of course, they have what y'all know as Norse mythology, but all the deities in Norse mythology is their gods that they worship. And when you're dealing with the far Norse people, the highest god is Odin. In some renditions, he's known as Ullin. And then you have another deity that's not spoken of in modern times that most of y'all may have never heard of. Ullr. Ullr. If you look up this character, this Norse deity named Ullr, spelled Ullr, you can Google it whenever you get a chance. It's going to say that it's pronounced Uller. Now I want you to think of how the people from the far north talk. Do they talk? We speak in Vikings. Do Vikings speak like this? Uller or Alar? Which one you think is how they speak? Meaning, I say it's pronounced that way, you look it up, it's going to say Uller. Now, you take your mind to the Viking times. How do you think they would have pronounced it? Alar, meaning U-L-L, and the R being pronounced out R? Or do you think it was pronounced how we want it to be? Uller, Uller. French sounding, exotic, Uller. Like that. It's pronounced how I said, Alar. Now, when you're dealing with this deity, Alar, you got Odin and Alar. And you can say Alar is the good god and Odin is the bad one, but they're the same god. Odin is the strong hand. And Alar is, the gift giver. If you do good, Alar will give you a gift. But if you do bad, you will feel the wrath of Odin. Kind of like that duality thing. I'm just giving you a quick rundown. You have a verse, I forget the book, where Odin gets trapped and he's telling the other Asir gods, if one of y'all get me out of here, I'll get you some blessings from Alar. U-L-L-R. And so I'm giving you that reference so you can grasp, like I said. You got these two deities, but they're like the same. But, you get it? When he's the strength, when he's the vengeful God. Kind of Odin. Now, the point I'm making is when you're dealing with Odin, and even Al-R probably, shit, even Thor probably. Odin got one eye. You can look up Odin if you're not familiar. Most of y'all, if you're my age or a little older, you're probably already familiar. Odin got one eye. So when Prophet Muhammad is prophesying to his people, your God does not have one eye. He's speaking of Allah and Odin. To say you're going to get to a time where you're going to be worshiping the God Allah. It's pronunciated in the tongue how you speak. So Arabic is a more romantic language. You get it? Kind of like Hollywood, French stuff. More songy. So then the law sound how it sound. Prophet Muhammad was conquered. And you could say the religion just exploit him. Meaning in today's times y'all follow the religion because y'all say not a Prophet Muhammad. If the Prophet Muhammad was not exploited by the powers that came, meaning he was killed and then his name was used like he was the one that started this religion they was forcing on the people anyway. And they just used him and just, you get it, changed the narrative. Nah, he was. Think like now I teach, I'm explaining to y'all how Islam ain't really what y'all think, how Christianity is something else. Now imagine when I passed and they just changed the narrative. Nah, Salas was the deepest Christian of his day. And that people in them times, they say, damn, blood is cold-blooded deep. He like a god. I'm going to be a Christian. But that's not what I was saying. It's just like in Christianity. The black people will say, man, we the real black Jews. They forget Jesus. The Jews was against Jesus and Jesus was speaking against the Jews. Yeah, that was his own people, but that's how the story go. He kept speaking against them in their ways, meaning whatever they was doing. Then they turned him over and killed him. So how you figure like they ain't just using nigga? That part, y'all still Jews. Y'all ain't whatever this character was talking about. He got killed by he got killed by the Jews according to the text. You see these little things y'all overlook or never took the time to think on. The text tell you all this, but y'all don't really read the text. And so again, you see my point? Christians in the daytime, they worship this character, Jesus. Christian. They say I'm a Christian, but that's what Jesus was. Now, when you're dealing with Judaism, Christianity, you can just look at Christianity as New Judaism. Christianity override Judaism. Christianity basically took the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. Before you had the Bible, you had the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. Christianity came along, kicked the Torah out of there, stole the first 5 books, renamed it the Old Testament, added some other stuff to it, made a New Testament, and now Judaism is out of there. Even if somebody tell you, I'm a Jew, they gonna pull out the Bible. Them black Hebrews, they pull out the Torah or the Bible. Jews with the curly sideburns, sometimes they be online. What they got in their hand, a Torah, or do they have the Bible? Now, if I ask all of y'all, what happened to Judaism? Ain't Judaism before Christianity, so like what happened? That part, cold jack move, that's what happened. They stole that whole religion and exploited it. Why they didn't leave the first 5 books of the Bible as called the Torah? Just so it won't be no confusion and so it be clear, we not stealing. Look, we left the name the same. I say stealing. Do you follow my point? I'm trying to make the point. Christianity and Judaism is supposed to go together. But if you can follow Christianity, just jab Judaism. But however you cut it, Jesus was supposed to be a Jew or a Christian according to y'all in the daytime. That's why y'all Christians are Jews. But y'all forget in the text, Jesus was against the Christians. This is your Romans that the Jews brought him to. They trying to establish Christianity. And Judaism is a lesser religion under them. But this is stuff y'all don't want to hear. Meaning a Jew is somebody that worships the Julius Caesar family line. And it's all history. Julius Caesar, he king of earth. But Julius Caesar is a whole family line. King David is a Julius Caesar. Look up Tiberius, formerly known as King David, Julius Caesar line, ancient times. Meaning when y'all read the Bible, when y'all reading about King David, y'all just reading about King Tiberius. He had to do with the Julius Caesar line, or you know what they became, kind of like how the Greeks became the Romans, and the Romans became the Turkey motherfuckers. Like that, y'all reading like the conquering of the world in the times before now. And so what y'all worshiping is family lines, meaning back in them times, The Julius Caesar line ruled the earth. Your Julius Caesars. And any civilization established, they got their power from the Julius Caesar line. And so the Jews in them time was just like a Middle Eastern people that paid homage to the Julius Caesars. This is why if you read Matthew's, I forget the chapter, maybe 18, when they conquered Jesus, and then the Jews is arguing with Pilate, and they tell him like, Julius Caesar is our king. If you don't kill us, dude, you not no friend of Julius Caesar. Meaning they worship Julius Caesar. The Julius Caesar family tree. Men worship men in them times. Like I said, the Julius Caesars, men, they ran the earth. Look up Julius Caesar. Look up Julii family tree. The Julius Caesars. That's where you get Jew from. They pledged, meaning that nation of people, they pledged their allegiance to the Jews, or the Julie family tree. That's why they call themselves the Jews. Like little baby offsprings of the Caesars, the Julie Caesars. This is the greatest motherfuckers ever on the face of the earth still to the day. Precursor to everything you got now. Meaning everything we got now just come from their descendancy. Even your modern nations, they are the descendants of this Julius Caesar family thing. We talking Queen Elizabeth and any rulers you know of any country in place, they come from that Julie family Caesar shit run thick. Like I said, they rule the whole world. And so back in them times, you get my point? Jesus or this character is speaking against the Jews. The Romans would be like your pre-Christians. You know, a Roman Catholic church. My nigga, don't get this twisted. You follow? And so, remember, the Jews brought Jesus to the Romans. Catholic Church. But the point I'm making is Jesus was speaking against these factions. This is why they did away with him. Now y'all say in the daytime, I'm a Christian or a Jew and I worship Jesus Christ. But you overlook how you worship the killing of the thing. Meaning you're not a worshiper of Christ, you're a worshiper of Julius Caesar, man. That's why you worship the death of. That's their work. Do it make sense? The Jews conquered Jesus. This is according to the Bible. They conquered Jesus and brought him to the Romans, and then they crucified him. That's their works. Now y'all worship the death and killing of that character. You don't worship the character. Y'all worship, like what I said, the death of it. And so, you see how that get crossed? Where the character is exploited by the two ancient religions that y'all still have now. Even though the character was speaking against the powers. I'm giving you that reference so you can grasp Prophet Muhammad's like that in perspective. He's speaking against the powers that's pushing up against his indigenous tribe or that part of the forest before it's being colonized in the times. And after the powers conquer the area and construct the religion that we know is Islam, which ain't no different than the goddamn Torah or the Bible. You follow? Same characters, same storyline, same thing. Same God. The same way Jesus is used by Christianity and Judaism as the God, meaning exploited. Same with the Prophet Muhammad. And this is why the Prophet Muhammad said your God is not one eye. He's speaking about Odin, Allah, and the far Norse people gods that y'all worship now. If you were Christian, the God in Christianity is El. E-L. That's the spelling of the letter L. Meaning if I said spell the letter L, sound it out. So you'd say L. Yeah. And that's the God in Christianity. Now if you go to Islam, the God in Islam is Allah. Lala is the sound of L. So if I don't tell you to spell out or write out L, but sound out the letter, I'll say la la la. Both religions based on this letter L. One is the spelling of L. I'm glad somebody said that. Shut the hell up. It's annoying. I'm gonna raise this music a little bit so I could try and focus. It's hard to. God damn. The dog. You know what's crazy? Let me stay focused on it. Say the dog will bark non-stop, blood and. How is that even possible? What is happening? What's going on with the dog? Isn't that mean thing? Where was I? I apologize. Y'all can hear me over the hear me over the bark, and I was grooving. Shit started throwing me off. But this is why the Prophet Muhammad said, your God is not one-eyed. He's speaking of the Norse people and their colonizing. Now that's where I was at. I was explaining the Christian God, El, and the Islamic God, Allah, both being the same God, the feminine version and the masculine version of the same deity. Think like Spanish, El and La. Yeah. Allah, Ned. They both mean the same thing, meaning the masculine, feminine. Now, this is your Osiris and Isis cults, meaning in the past you always have religions split up into masculine and feminine. The Osiris cult and Isis cult is just to say that. Christianity and Islam is that. An Isis and Osiris cult, meaning the same religion from the masculine point, El, the sun, and then from the feminine perspective, Allah, the moon. This correlates with the menstrual cycle. Moon cycle is no different than a woman's menstrual cycle. 28, 30-day thing. You get my point? And when you're dealing with the crucifix, this is basically the symbol for the sun. And no matter how far back you go, that's the symbol for the sun. If you look up at the sun now or record it with your phone, you're going to see that symbol. The cross. And so, do y'all follow my point? Y'all got the same religion, just masculine, feminine aspects. Now, why would the Prophet Muhammad be teaching his people Christianity in his tongue? Remember, in the text, it say after Muhammad met Jibril and got beat up, Muhammad seen Jibril in the cave. Jibril squeezed him. This is according to Islamic scholarship. Jibril is Gabriel. This is the same angel that beat up Jacob. Broke his hip, named him Israel. And you gotta ask yourself, yo, what's up with this? What's up with these two religions and the prophet getting beat up in it? Muhammad is Jacob. In Islam, he got beat up by the Lord. Anyway, Muhammad got beat up. Went home, told his wife, I got beat up by this angel in the cave named Jibril. She telling me that's the same messenger that came to Musa and his peoples. Musa is Moses. Moses is a Christian character. How that happened? Now, if you were Muslim, that means you were Christian. How you ain't? What you gonna say? No. How? According to your own text, Christianity come before Islam. Muhammad used that as a cosign, like, oh, if he came to Musa and the Hebrew people, blah, legit. Again, you gonna tell me those hadiths don't exist? I wish I had them right on hand. I'm just freestyling off the top of the head. But if any of y'all need the exact hadith, I'll get it for you. And I'll just post it up. Just let me know, and I'll post it up when I'm done with the video. I have the Torah, the Quran, right in my phone. But if Musa and the Hebrew people in their religion, that y'all know as Christianity in the daytime, basically, if that come before Islam and the prophet in Islam is referencing these people, then that means every Muslim you ever seen is just a lost Christian, right? Now, if you a Muslim, you could thank me whenever you get ready, because I just saved your life with regret. A Muslim is a follower of Musa, meaning if you a Muslim, you ain't even a follower of the Prophet Muhammad. A follower of Moses. And that's Musa. That's why y'all call yourselves Muslims. You follow? Look up what Musa is, and then you look up the correct way to say Muslim. Is Muslim. A follower of Musa in his Christian teachings. Otherwise, why y'all called Muslims? You tell me, since I don't know. The religion called Islam, but y'all called Muslims. Why? That part. I gave you the reference of how much the Prophet Muhammad respected Musa, because when his wife said that's the same angel that came to Musa and his people, then it was all cool with him. And y'all call yourselves Muslims. That part. Followers of Moses and Musa in Christianity in early times. Now, like I said, the Prophet Muhammad, he was one speaking against these things, but all his little buddies that y'all respect a lot, they changed all that shit when he died. Same way Jesus' disciples, they changed all that shit when he died. That's why they get all the glory, like, meaning they helped to like brainwash the world. We witnessed this live. Now, none of y'all know the Prophet Muhammad. Y'all just know his buddies. So, you know, the Prophet Muhammad's right-hand man, his wife's brother said. Everybody's saying what Muhammad said. And Coleman say, no, Muhammad was he was illiterate. He couldn't write, so you don't have to ask him. What text Muhammad wrote? He couldn't write. Don't worry about it. His buddies could write, but he can't. These niggas is of equal measure. Again, Prophet Muhammad got scribes. They could write. He can't. They serve him. Who taught them how to write? Like I said, that prophet had to be a popular person in them times, and he was going against the powers and forces. And so they whacked him out and made him a martyr. That's what they always do. But if you a Muslim, you a Christian. And if you a Christian, you believe in the devil. And if you say, no, I don't believe in the devil, you damn sure believe in the killing of God. So if that don't qualify you as a devil worshiper, then I don't know what would. I'll say it again. I know we follow things in the world. We worldly. Well, y'all are, not me. But y'all worldly. Y'all follow everything in the world. Don't put thought in it. Y'all let the world think for y'all. Y'all follow. And so I'll ask you, You're a Christian. You're a deep believer in God. Meaning you're way more holy than I could ever be. I curse. I smoke marijuana. Oh my God. So he's the devil. You believe in the killing of God. Not the devil, but God. And you profess this with your mouth proudly. What classify one to be a devil worshiper more than that? Meaning just on the common sense note. If I tell you here, I give you this religion and then we worship the death of God and how the death of this God gonna save our lives, baby. Nobody in the religion saying, well, damn, why can't God just live and we just call it a rap? Fuck it, because God that nigga. I don't even, that ain't my blood. I love God. He that nigga. He ain't got to suffer for me. Nobody in the religion said that. They said, nah, yeah, we down with this shit, blood. I'm gonna take a bath in the blood of Jesus, nigga. They go to church, they drink a little wine, they pretend like it's his blood. They preparing. Now, give me some more crackers. I want some of this flesh of Christ. They eat that shit up. Preparing, mocking God. They don't call it that. I tell a Christian, I say, man, you's a blasphemer. They say, man, silence you the devil. I said, how, blood? You said God was going to die. God is everlasting. God can't die. That mean your words is blasphemy. Blasphemy is like lie, ridiculous lie, where it's like, oh, you's a whole fucking fool. That kind of lie. When you look at somebody and you say, oh yeah, you extra stupid. You don't even care about your own life. A nigga tell you God gonna die for them. This is the pinnacles of ego. Remember, God don't die. God everlasting. Now we'll meet power, so to say. You know how much fucking ego you gotta have to say some stupid shit like that, knowing you gonna die one day and meet the glory? Got to look the glory in the eye and be like, yeah, I said. This gonna be y'all. Yeah, I went along with you gonna die for me. You don't think God will be like, yo, why I gotta die for you, blood? I'm God. I just cold blood raise you up out of death. I don't. You having life ain't got nothing to do with me dying. I am life, nigga. I can just give you life. I ain't gotta die. You ain't gotta die. I ain't gotta die. That's stupid. Christian never thought on none of that. Tricked by the devil. Otherwise, you explain to me, why do God die in a religion? And how is that not a satanic religion? You ever been inside a church? Scariest place you ever go. When your eyes open, it damn sure is. Scary place. It looked just like hell. In Islam, they got this last sermon by the devil. This is when all of y'all that's in religion gonna be in hell. Because y'all believe in the devil. But it's a trick, so y'all mad at the devil. Y'all like, what the fuck, blood? Why you lie? It's like, because I'm El lying. Like, it don't say that. I'm making it a little funny. Y'all know, like I said, I ain't got the text before me. But if you a Muslim and you read, so you know what I'm talking about. The sermon of the devil at the end when everybody's in hell. That was in a religion. You know the people that be like, all the non-believers going to. The believers are the non-believers. They just too dumb to realize belief ain't truth. When the fuck did belief? And okay, I believe you. I ain't getting no proof, but when that became the truth. Never. And so when you telling the believer, yo, you are the non-believer in the truth. That's what it meant. It didn't mean the non-believer in the story. You get my point? It didn't mean that somebody that was a Muslim or a follower of Islam was a believer. It meant they was a non-believer, meaning they don't believe in the truth. They think like, no, if I believe in the text, in the religion, then I'm a believer. It don't got nothing to do with belief, because belief ain't truth. So why would you think it's even talking about that? If I tell you I'm gonna give you $1 million when I get back, man, just believe me, big baby. Did I tell you the truth? No. You waiting to see if it's true. Christians believe Jesus is going to die for their sins. Now they waiting to see if this blasphemous, stupid ass lie come true. Again, God isn't. God eternal. I don't see how that's going to work. But okay, cool. Now they're waiting because the devil told them God going to die for them. The devil told them that some eternal thing going to die. Makes absolutely no sense. How can eternity die? But they believe it, so whatever. Now they just waiting until they die to see if this lie come true. But they already received it as truth, because if you tell a Christian, man, that shit you believe in is a lie, they'll argue with you that it ain't. They forget they in a belief system, meaning they ain't get the truth yet. That's later. That's the whole point of belief. It mean it ain't true. It mean you gotta wait and see. It's a game. It's like Disneyland, the land of make believe. Once you hear believe, you know you in La La Land. So they say, all praise to Allah. La-di-da-di, la-la-la, who likes to party? This is a Muslim when they speaking. All praise to Allah, la Rahman, Allah, Rahmi, la 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 la. You won't always hear that in La La Land. You know, Disney World, the land of make-believe. I got a belief system. And you know it's bullshit. But just like the man in Lake Believe, he's la la. La is the God, right? Again, is the God in Islam la 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 la? Is it a belief system? That part, you niggas is lost in Disneyland. Thank me later. They call me Medu. See how I know every goddamn thing. That's worth knowing. No, I don't know something. Something I want to know. What are y'all bank codes? I'm sorry, wait. Let's keep it professional. What's your bank codes? What's your patch code? I don't know that. Tell me. You're wiser than me. Tell me what. I bet you don't know your own bank code. Tell me. Let me see if you know. Go ahead. Y'all act like y'all dumb, so I said, let me see if you know. Now, like I said, you have the sermon of Satan according to Hadith, and you know how in Christianity you got your text that they ain't want to include because they ain't have room. They only had room for the Torah because they said, now we're going to steal that. So we got to get some of these extra books out of here to make room for the Torah. This is the first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah. They just named it the New Testament, and they added other books to it, but they didn't have room for like the Book of Thomas and all those other books because they had to make room for the Torah. That's why if you look up what's the first book in the Bible, it's probably like Job or something. John maybe. In the beginning, what's the word? It ain't Genesis. Genesis, the end. Genesis is after the dragon and Michael have they fight. He get thrown to earth. This is hell. Thrown into the abyss. This is darkness. Then Genesis started. In the beginning, the spirit of God was in the goddamn dark, hovering over the waters. So y'all believe in the devil, like I was saying, but according to y'all, the goddamn spirit of God in the darkness by itself is God. And it is the devil, like I told you. He the only nigga got cast away. But according to y'all, I don't be knowing what I'm talking about. So let's just say that was God in the beginning of the Bible in the darkness by itself. Not Lucifer. He didn't get cast away, right? However, y'all want to rewrite things. And thank me later. Meaning if you was a person of good sound mind and you understand scholarship and splendor, thank me later. I'm saving your life. You worship the whole devil. Whether you a Christian or Muslim. I'm going to say it again. Y'all worship the killing of God. I don't care how you want to spin it in your own mind and try to make it make sense to you. You better not never lose sight of that. You actually believed in the death of God And so if you don't think you believe in the devil, you got to be on drugs. I don't care if the whole world. You better really pay attention. Like that book tell y'all, because the book is for all y'all that fall into the religion. Do not fall into the worldly things. That means don't be go with whatever the world going with. They don't pay attention. Now you a Christian, you ain't never paid attention to that. Say, oh yeah, technically I do worship the death of God, the stringing up of God, the humiliating of God, and then the killing of God for my own selfish nature. That's the worst part. Why God dying according to a Christian? For their sins. That mean they put bad over good. You follow? Meaning it's a religion that got to do with selfishness and Satan worship. This is why y'all believe God gonna die for y'all sins. And make it shed the light on that. That's the most important part for when y'all in hell complaining. I got tricked. Nah, you didn't get tricked. You selfish. And that's why you chose to overlook all of that. You really thought God was going to die for you. That's why you overlooked how ugly that all was and how ugly that all sound. To have a sound mind to say, I don't care what's what. This ain't no positive religion. Because there's too much death in it. It's based on death. And how am I going to get life from death? Again, a fool lost in a selfish nature gonna believe any foolishness they hear. You a Christian, you believe in the devil. Simple thing. Like I said, just pick up your Bible. It start off with how the devil went up cast away in the void by himself. Otherwise, you tell me, when did they tell you there was another God that was chilling in the darkness alone? Remember, your Bible start where God was in the darkness by himself and he created everything on his goddamn own. That's the devil. Then you worship the killing of God for sin. But you don't worship the devil. Now, I already explained how Islam is Christianity. That part. Now, they have a sermon where the devil is speaking of, the people that fell into religions. You got people that fall into religions on the Far East Side, Hindu, Buddhism, all that. Same religion. I got y'all on the West, y'all following y'all religions, the Middle East, the four corners of the earth. So you got the four corners of the abyss. And all the souls in their religions all huddled together. Just view y'all like sperm cells in the testicles. Because the world we live in is a body. So the day gonna come when it's gonna die. But before that, our souls in the body, they die first. Meaning the cells in your body, they dying right now. And some of them ended up in the ball sack because they making for nice sperm. Fallen souls that believed that God was going to die for them. This is when that white seminal fluid fall on them, and then they wake back up, and then they brought to a woman's bloody womb, and then they all died. For the one sperm cell that get the egg is the primordial world, the precursor to the body. Meaning the sperm cell that get the egg, the devil. All the other sperm cells die just for him to come into new life. That's what the religion is about. Catch all the stupid motherfuckers that's selfish, that don't mind if God will die for them. Because they will make for good sacrifices for God, which is the devil from the beginning of that book that said in the beginning, the spirit of God was hovering in the darkness and that nigga need to get out. So he said, like, if I kidnap souls, if I trick souls into believing that God gonna die for them and they end up in that fucked up spot, then God gonna come and get them because God loved them. So God comes to get y'all because y'all stupid. And y'all die anyway. For the one. If none of this makes sense to you, then I guess you good to go. But if you ever wonder, man, what's up with the sperm cells in a person's balls? And then they get raised up by the sperm, by the semen, the yolk. And then they take it into bloody hell. I mean, a woman's bloody womb. She on her menses. And one of them get the egg. And all the rest of the millions of them that was there, they dead. Why that happened? Like I said. The religion is just a fishing net. The God in the religion is Loki. El. If you're familiar with the Torah, which predates the Bible, it said, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. And the Elohim was hovering over the face of the deeps. And you say, who is Elohim? El is how you spell the letter L. So ain't no Elohim, it's just Lokim. Lokim is plural for Loki. Loki's the trickster god. He works for God. He tricks man if man is a fucking fool. So Loki's there to trick him. And Loki's there to trick, man, and test his moral. Man ain't got no morals. And Loki's tricks will get him. Then he can end up in the abyss. And he served to, served to be a sacrifice for the one. That's the devil. Now you have many Lokis. You don't have to look at Loki as a person. Loki's just a personification of trick, net. So you have this thing called religion in physical life. This net. Man always get caught up by it because he got no morals. So we never question why the God in it gotta die. Go back to ancient Egyptian people. You got this god named Osiris. They say this nigga gonna die. He the one that's mummified and wrapped up and said he sliced the nigga up into a god. The whole stupid story. Yeah. If you go back to ancient Sumerian texts, you got the god Ilawala. Ilawela. Illa Wella. Pronounced Illa Wella. And it's that same God that's convinced that, he gonna die for the lords of below. It's just like the first father in ancient Maya. The lords of Sababa sacrificed him to the ball court. I don't know your scholarship. So it's the same story with religion. The death of God. And this is a net to test one's morality. Do they put evil before good? Or are they selfish? So if I tell you God gonna die for you, you don't question like, why? Ain't God good and I'm bad? You just be like, alright. You don't question it because you say, shit, if I'm gonna get something out of this, I ain't about to fuck it up. Yeah, that don't make sense to me, but if God say he is, he is. And that, right there, he's selfish. So the religions work like that. They like a net, a test against one's morality. And everybody in religion, so they profess that God won't die, so they fit to die themselves. It's all a trick. So now all the people that fell into religion, they're in hell, dead, mad at the devil, according to Islamic scholarship. Hadith's not included in the Torah. Maybe it is. I don't even remember. I mean the Quran. I don't remember. But there's a hadith that says everybody's going to be dead. Mad at the devil. And the devil's going to have his sermon basically telling everybody, tell you shit, you stupid, like, it ain't my fault, y'all wrong, dumb, y'all playing games with yourself. It's like I told y'all. When y'all all find yourselves dead in the abyss because y'all believed in y'all religions, and then y'all come to realize, no, there was a mishap. God ain't gonna die for y'all. All of y'all are gonna die for one. The way y'all got it, the one is gonna die for all of y'all. It's a bunch of y'all. But what really happens is the many die for the one. Say, I don't believe that. Well, you can just go to science, biology. The bodies never tell. These is the books of God. Don't have to give you a reference to a book. Reference your body. All them sperm cells in the dick going to die for one. Always only one going to get it, and all them millions going to die, and you ain't got to worry about that. They ain't worth it. Why that happened then? Why does Spirit of God be hovering over the face of the waters when them sperm go inside a woman's womb? And only one get that egg. Let there be light. Why is that? That part. I heard this guy, what is his name? Billy Carson. Said religion is man-made. Explain that. They explain why in biology, sperm cell are hovering over the face of the water. And then you explain to me why the book say in the beginning, the Spirit of God. Spirit is substance, like spirit and wines, that's liquid. It's talking about the merging of the substances, menses substance and seminal fluid. Hovering over the waters. But you ask Billy Carson that. You say, how come the Bible along with biology? Meaning my own body is real. I'm looking at it, nigga. How come that book go along with that? Meaning according to science, Jesus is the goddamn semen. Because he the one that's the God that sacrificed and raised all the souls up from below. According to biology, seminal fluid raises all the sperm cells up from the balls. That's the bottomless deep. It's the last stage for they die for real. You ask him, you say, how come Jesus say he yoki and all the things that semen is? If this religion just man-made and it ain't got nothing to do with reality, like biology, your own body. Thank you for those of y'all they gave back. You ask Billy Carson to answer you that. That part. Meaning that book got to do with y'all bodies. Y'all bodies are the book. Physical life is a reproduction thing, a repeat thing. So however the whole universe came into existence, all the bodies, all the physical parts came into existence the same way, which is the merging of the waters. Within these waters, you have the sperm cell, spermogenesis, and in the menses substance, you have oogenesis. This is your oocytes that build up that egg cell. And so now you got your two saviors. The seminal fluid that raised the sperm cells up from below. And you have the egg cell. This is the Kaaba. The egg of Ra. It's not the eye of Ra, that's an egg. It's the egg of Ra. Of course, the egg is the precursor to the body. The body develops, it has eyes. These eyes lead to the central brain. But we're not talking about that right now. That egg is the savior of that one. So you got your two saviors, Jesus on both sides, feminine side and the masculine side. That's why you got the sacred feminine in Christianity. It's to basically let y'all know, nah, Jesus is a girl. That's the secret. You say, how Jesus a girl? Because Jesus is silent. Julio. Jesus. But there's no Jesus, there's just Isis. Isis is the ancient Egyptian god. She is the egg cell, or the portal into physical life. Any physical person you see, sperm cell got egg cell. The egg cell is the body. That is the portal into physical life, and your ass will never see physical life if that don't happen. And Isis is that, the egg cell. That's why Isis always got like a red dot. Y'all call it like that. Sun. That red dot in ancient Egypt is a menses thing, the egg cell thing. If y'all follow me, put up a 1. Give me some thumbs up or something. But in the past, you had Isis, I-S-I-S-R spelled. E-S-U-S. Another name for Isis is Wusa. Of course, y'all know in Islam, Jesus is Isa. Like I said, Jesus is Isis. Isis, from ancient Egyptian religion. Christianity ain't nothing but modern day ancient Egyptian religion. That's why I said if you a conscious community follower, you're just a Christian. A mad one. But a Christian nonetheless. Allah got the same religion. It's called devil worship. Now, hopefully y'all grasp. Y'all be thinking I be joking and shit crystal clear. I'm not changing no text. The text already tell y'all what's what. Again, Isis ain't a real deity from ancient Egyptian times. I know y'all don't know the scholarship, right? So y'all don't know that she is the egg cell and Osiris is the sperm cell. That's why they got him all wrapped up in white. Meaning Osiris is wrapped up from head to toe in white linens, and he got like a cone head thing on top of his head, a crown. They made him look like the sperm cell, but y'all never noticed that. And Isis is the egg cell. And those two halves of those two holes come together. That's the union. Upper Egypt meets Lower Egypt. Well, really, when the chromosomes within the sperm cell and the chromosomes in the egg merge, this is Upper Egypt meets Lower Egypt. But I don't feel like getting into the particulars right now. Let's just keep it simple. The point is, Isis is the egg cell. She has to do with the menses, men. Menses. That's why the first god is, in ancient Egypt is Aha. And then, what is it? Menes. That's like menses. Meaning y'all are menses. All y'all bodies are like. That's egg cells. So, Aha is like, aha, we won. Meaning there's no Horus or Heru, there's Hora. Meaning the proper way is not Horus, it's Hora. Follow? Like, we conquered, we won. This is a deep thing. I'll explain ancient Egypt. Y'all can join the course on my website. I'm going to be doing all of that there. But, a lot of times it's reflected. But, Isis is the egg cell. Isis is a feminine deity. In Christianity, I got this deity named Jesus. But it's Isis. J's is silent. Now, if you look up the spelling of Jesus back in like the 18th century, 17th century, it was I-E-O-U-S. O-S or something like that. Basically, Jesus. Like Jesus, but it's Isis. And that's the sacred feminine. That's why Jesus always got a long curly hair. He looks spicy. Like, yeah, I think Jesus is a homo. Jesus ain't no shorty, my nigga. Blood was chilling with all them niggas, my nigga. They was gangbanging him. He wasn't a homo, he was a lady. That's the sacred feminine. And he raped Jesus. He told you that. He said, man, they tore my garment. But this is a woman speaking. They tore my garment. They put holes in it. Bust on cheek. This should go deep. That's the whore of Babylon. I wouldn't lie, I can't make all this shit up. Ain't nobody that good. Who that good, nigga? So I'm just giving you the correct understanding. The whole of Babylon, because y'all all got, y'all all started with egg cells. Sperm cells get egg cells, go back to the beginnings of the world. So at this point, that's all. The egg cell. Bitch loose. Bitch a little spicy and loose in the drawers. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why they put that like that in the Bible. They said, nah, that's the whole of Babylon. And Babylon is a city. The world is Babylon. And that's the primordial world. The egg cell. That's the primordial body. The body is the world from the internal perspective. So we live in a world which is body. It started, with the Spirit of God hovering over the menses. Like how the Bible said. Until if they be light. Excel was God. The devil. All of them sperm cells in a man's balls, all those stars you see up in the night sky. The same thing. Souls that had religions and physical life, now they dead in the abyss, crying. Talking about, why am I in here? I didn't even do nothing. That nigga killed everybody. All religious people, they sinners. Drug addicts, killers. Motherfuckers from jail, you feel me? Then they be like, I found the Lord. I know what I mean. Like, all the niggas that's Muslims, they found Islam in jail. The religion is just full of criminals that never redeemed themselves. They just found this religion and they said, that redeems me. I don't have to do any work. So you always gonna see criminals, those that ain't redeemed themselves from the religion, and it's gonna catch them because they selfish. So they say, "Oh, God gonna die for me? Shit, I'm sign me up for this. I don't know what shit anyway." It's a trick on their own self. It's like I say, y'all start to alter the truth in a lot of y'all selves to make y'all unbalanced seem right to y'all. And you see how I play on y'all mind? Meaning, you're a Christian. You never thought of none of this. You can't think to like when you die, and you can't fathom like, why would I be in hell? Because you wrong. You believe God gonna die, so you gotta go. Meaning you serve as perfect participant to die for the devil. That's God, the devil. The thing that's dying for the devil is the Son of God. That's why I say, man, God so loved the world, he sacrificed his only begotten, my nigga. And wouldn't nobody could do that shit. Why would the fuck? Why would I do that? I love my kids. Not the devil, my nigga. No, fuck my kids. He could die. Fuck my son. He could die with the whole rest of the world, my nigga. I gotta get out of here. It's the devil. He's selfish. So the book told y'all everything y'all needed to know. Just put it in different parts of the Bible because none of them books even go together. They just pick 66 books and say, yeah, these will work. They don't have to go together. Who cares? As long as the point is made. As long as the point is hidden. Which is, this is devil worship. This is the trick. And so, let me know when the book didn't say anything I said. Because that's when I'm wrong. Fair enough? So, according to y'all book, God, loved the world so much. This is what it says in John. Loved the world so much. He literally gave up his only begotten son to die for the world. Now, like I told y'all, this God that died for y'all, that's just his son. Who knows who that nigga is? So we say that's God. Oh well. It's God's son. Whatever they got going on. God and his son, they gonna get new life. They gonna get new life, not you. But, get my point? Y'all fell into the trick, meaning the worship of the devil and his son. The sun being a light, like the light that fell. That's why Jesus and the devil was the same character. Jesus is just a physical version. I'll say it again, the devil and Jesus is the same character, just Jesus the physical version. The devil was kicked out of heaven or cast away and separated, and then, that was him being sacrificed away. Jesus was cast away and separated, and then they said he was in hell for 3 days, and they was begging him and shit. Same story. Same person. And so do y'all follow? Jesus is Isis. That's why y'all say in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen is Amen from ancient Egypt. Amen. Amen Ra. Amen's the man. This dude is like the god of the primordial. The primordial waters, the abyss. He's the god. The devil. The one that was in the beginning in the Bible. Amin's this dude. This nigga's the man. Like, he becomes Amin Ra. It's just like, Amin is sound. That means air. You can't even see this nigga. He cold-blooded. But he raising sound to, a rising setting light. It's called the consciousness. That's Ra. Amin to Ra. That's what he becomes. So she go deep when you know it right. But Amin, he's the most important God in life. He's the devil himself. And his cob is the egg, and he always get it, because that's y'all worship ancient Egypt. If you're a Christian, it's the same. Fuck is all y'all slow? Do y'all not hear nothing I'm saying? Anyway, this dude Amin's the fucking man. So you a Christian, you say, man, in Jesus' name we pray. Never leave him out, blood. And so I'll say again, Jesus is Isis. And Isis is an ancient Egyptian deity. She come after Amen. She one of his servants and shit. So y'all be like, in Jesus' name we pray, amen. That's Amen. You niggas worship Amen, the devil, however you cut it. And I can keep going on and on and on forever, but I don't suppose y'all want to grasp anyway. So if you a Christian, I have Christian family members. What's wrong with your ears? The book did say they were deaf, dumb, and blind in hell. They don't say they don't have eyes and shit. They just say like they don't listen. So I'm not sure. If you're a family member and you're a Christian, you never know me to be a liar. So I don't know why you ain't listening, but that's your own problem. I won't see you in hell. I won't even be able to give you any water. It's like the Bible said Lazarus was in hell begging Abraham for water from his bosom, but that nigga didn't give him none. So I'm gonna be like that. I'm looking down at y'all like, I told you was gonna be down there thirsty. Cause when a man die, he don't lose, his senses. Man addicted to food and water and drink and shit like that. So when y'all die, y'all be thirsty as shit. I know you think like, no, when I die, everything's over with. Nah, it's like when you go to sleep. Sometimes you have a dream. Sometimes while you sleep, you're like, man, I'm thirsty. Lucky for you, you still got your body and you can wake up and get something to drink. But when your body clock out and you die, well, you still gonna come into your body. And that's what ancient Egypt was showing you when it showed you like the Kadabana, how the bird leave the body and come back. That's you, the consciousness. When your body die, you gonna come back to it. You gonna hear everything in here. The senses don't go nowhere. The body just don't work. So you won't be able to talk and tell anybody, hey, I'm here. Hey, put some water on my lips, they crusty. Oh my God. Oh, it hurts. When you dead, they handle your body all rough and shit. They don't know you still in there. You're like, God damn, nigga, rough. Shit. But you fall asleep like you do in regular life. I mean, everything that happens in your regular life always keep happening. You fall asleep and wake up in physical life, or fall asleep and wake up in dream, or just go into unconsciousness. But that never stops until you get it. Like, until you become aware of what the fuck is happening. You in a ping pong ball machine, wake up. But y'all don't. Y'all just do what y'all want. So when y'all die, y'all really thirsty and hungry, but you have no lips. It's in physical life dead. So you have no lips. So there's nothing you can do about your hunger, but you can't die again. So now you're just hungry because you're addicted to food. Why Silas told you're supposed to conquer your hunger. I say no, Silas stupid. We supposed to be vegans. Supposed to be working on this thing called conquering your hunger. I'm gonna show y'all how to do it, but y'all told me I don't know what I'm talking about. I eat oxtails, so fine. You know everything. Y'all got it. Now, when y'all dead and y'all craving y'all vegan salads, me too, because y'all gonna be dead, so y'all not gonna care about it no more. When that happens, this is what's called the thirst. That's why I say in that good book, man, in hell they be thirsty as shit, begging and gnawing up their teeth. They want to eat his own teeth because he's starving. Meaning hunger pains don't go away. You want crack when you die, or you still gonna have those crack urges. The urges, the ego, and that don't go nowhere. That's y'all, the ego. Say Silas got ego. I didn't say y'all gonna die. I just said I'm wiser than y'all, and y'all ain't. Y'all devil worship. Y'all low. It don't matter if I said I'm better than y'all. I am. What do y'all say? Y'all win. Right. I got ego, and you niggas are great. I'm a bad person because I taught y'all. He came and told us the truth about our religion. How dare he? Let's crucify him. And this is why y'all gonna be in hell, but I'm divine. You know how y'all like to play stupid? Like, nah, man. Yeah, I heard everything Silas said about Christianity being devil worship, and it do make sense what he said. But I'm just going to ignore what he said because I don't care. So y'all clapping, y'all said, man, ain't can't no man be this wise. Yeah, fuck that. He got ego. He got this and that. Y'all overlook the one truth that y'all know in the pit of y'all soul that y'all always overlook. Which is something strange here. This nigga know shit. Like don't nobody supposed to know. How the fuck he know when we die we gonna be thirsty, and how he know how to make it make so much sense? Who bestowed this nigga with the tongue? The one for the reason why y'all gonna be in hell. That shit ain't no joke. Y'all have doomed yourselves for no reason. It's called pride. I don't want to listen. I'm grown. I'll do what I want. I'll pretend I'm a lover of God while I be a prostitute and anything I want to behind closed doors. I don't have to live a balanced life. I don't have to be fair. I'm going to be alright. This y'all morals. Now when y'all end up in that abyss, because you haven't been taking the time on this earth to perfect the self. You say, well, I need to perfect myself. Because if you're perfect, then you can't be harmed. You smoke crack? You say, nah, I don't smoke no crack, Silas. Well, I got crack. I guess I can't fuck with you. No matter how much I taunt you with crack, you wouldn't give a fuck. You don't smoke crack. Like that. Y'all eat, right? Y'all can be taunted with food. Whatever worldly things y'all like, y'all possessions, ooh, y'all can be taunted to death with those. Like that. Again, you smoke crack? No, I don't smoke no crack, Silas. Well, I guess I won't be able to taunt the shit out you with it. But what you do? Like that. And so y'all supposed to be here perfecting self. Y'all young, y'all get to fall into everything and have fun. This is life. Then after y'all hit rock bottom, when y'all run to religion, y'all supposed to work on a perfecting self now. Say, I've hit rock bottom, but there's no God. It's not God's place to raise me up because God didn't push me down here. The devil did. You know, me doing dumb shit. Me servicing my negative ways and doing what I want. That's what got me here. And I have to be a stand-up person that I'm at rock bottom and raise myself up. And be this glory that I want to worship. So I like to make like God. God is great. No. You got no way out. No matter if God is great, God can't be great for you. Now what? No excuses for you. You can't piggyback your way in. I believe in God. So what? Do you measure up to God? No? You can't come in. That part. Sit around all day. God is great. God is good. But you ain't. You still got dirty emotional state, unfair ways, negative energies and things you harbor from long, long ago. There was no works put in on the self or the moral character. You just say, I joined this religion, that make me good. So, you still got your issues. You still got the imperfections of self. The things that got to be ironed out. We're speaking the mindset, the emotional state, and the character. And all y'all flaws, you know, the mental and the emotional ones, they manifest out physically. And got all type of physical flaws of the physical body. And all these physical flaws, they extensions of one's mental or emotional imbalance. I don't understand these things, but it wouldn't change anything just because y'all don't. Whatever bothers you now won't bother you in death. See, I think it's over in death. Death ain't the over part. It's over when you clean your ass up. Don't that make so much sense? See, y'all think y'all come into life, get dirty, then it's over. But that ain't how that work, dirty fool. Now you gotta clean yourself. And however long it take you to realize that, so you're gonna be suffering until then. You can say whatever you want. No, it's over though. It ain't over until it's over. And it ain't over till you clean up the goddamn house. Y'all bodies is y'all house. Y'all souls, this y'all lonely house. And until you clean that goddamn house, you ain't going outside. And those rules come from life, not just your mama. This shit started in the beginning when you was thrown in the egg. And you ain't coming out that egg till you clean it. This y'all mind, y'all spirit, y'all physical imperfections. And you got no excuse because you've been here for a long fucking time. You 20 years old, 20 times 365 is a lot of goddamn days. Why you ain't start working on yourself already? You got better things to do. Religion is for those that don't want to put in the work, but you still got to put in the work. Now, of course, when y'all die, y'all have no physical body. And so at some point, y'all addictions like food, desperation to drink, and all these things will fade off if you can't feed them. Think like physical life. You addicted to heroin? Well, if you can't get heroin for 6 months, I suppose you just naturally gonna kick it. And that's why y'all die. Say, man, if you don't kill, man, this motherfucker will never clean himself. He will stay dirty in the world forever. Forever. He will never clean himself. He will just rack on his emotional dirt and mental dirt upon himself. And y'all still mad about shit from when y'all was 8. So I'll say again, man, blood will dirty himself up and never clean himself. You mad at somebody from when you was 10? That's emotional filth. Why the fuck are you carrying that dirt around? Are you crazy? You gotta get talked to like that. Are you fucking crazy? Some of y'all lost in when you was 10 and somebody did you wrong. You better drop that dirt off. The hell is wrong with you? Whatever happened yesterday shouldn't disturb you. That was yesterday. But you got shit from when you was 10. So that means you got tons and tons of dirt on your emotion. And men don't never measure that. To say, damn, I'm filthy. It's distorting the way I perceive things and how I treat people. It's making me unbalanced. And man got dirty thoughts since when he was young. He ain't never correct those. They a result of the ugly emotional state. Meaning y'all filthy. Then it manifests in y'all physical. Physically unhealthy. You got this physical flaw, this problem. It's a result of that. The filth. So I'll say again, if man didn't die and lose his body and keep making himself dirty, I mean, you got to cut man experiences off. Otherwise, this nigga will keep experiencing shit and then only hold on to the negative shit. Like ain't nothing good happened for him. You see how y'all remember all y'all negative moments? You don't hold on to the positive that much. That part, you ain't had no good times? Yeah, you did, but that's not important. What's important? Your uncle raped you when you was 9. That's what's important. That part, y'all come into life like y'all a crumpled up piece of paper. You're going to get all kind of fucked up this physical life. It all makes for good measure. It all makes for growth. Pressure against the soul. And all that turmoil that get put on y'all spirit is for you to transcend it. You get it? I put a hurdle in front of you, jump over it. Once you do that, now the legs are strong. A hurdle in front of you don't disturb you because you like, I just hop over this shit. Nothing. It's like that. Pressure. If y'all don't go through no pain and suffering, then y'all can't feel like shit and low. And then y'all can't blossom out of that dirt. Beautiful flower. This is the overcoming. But you gotta be buried. It's the pressure. You see, I was in a relationship and my heart got broken. Yeah, if you can get past the brokenheartedness, then you can grasp the lesson. And that's the blessing. The lesson. You grasp the lesson now moving forward. The heart more stronger. You got better understanding that dirt is not there. Meaning y'all could take the ugly experience or the lesson from it. The lesson make you adjust your ways. So the bad experience don't happen again. If you can't do that, then you just rack on that bad experience in that dirt. You follow? And at some point you will burst through it, making you stronger and better. It's called experience. Not letting the experience take over you, but you taking over the experience. Like I said, everybody coming into life, they got to go through what they got to go through. But it's not about staying there. It's about acknowledging, seeing, observing, and then you get my point? See where you went wrong. Till you get to a place where you realize, okay, everything in life and how I see life and how I have the life I have, it's all a reflection of my internal. The physical life everybody have is a reflection of their mind and their emotional state and how they see things. And as they clean up the internal, so then the outer can become more clean. You follow? Overall, you want to get to a place where you conquer your desires. Why? Because they're going to linger around when you die. That's why you fast now. Not just from food, but everything. Ever so often to make sure you ain't got no problem. You're struggling to fast from food for a day, so you know your ass is addicted. You're struggling from fasting from having a drink today, so you know you're a goddamn alcoholic. Fasting just to check your levels. Meaning you gotta always do a self-check. Self-perfection start with self-correction. And so we got to be some reflection before you get to the correcting. So see where you went wrong, make your adjustments. You fast, this is like testing your limits. You indulge in the things in life, at some point you become addicted, that's everything. Some of y'all are in relationships with people that y'all thought was butthole ugly, and somehow you in a relationship with them now, and it's just because of the consistency of your seeing them. Next thing you know, you're like, oh, I had love for them. And that's just because of that. Repetitiveness. Meaning if you do a thing every day, you become bound to it. It's a circle thing. You get stuck in a circle. It don't matter how a person look, anything. It could be the lowest thing on the planet. This is how people become crackheads. You say crack is so horrible. I can't see how anybody would do it. Anything you do repeatedly, you're gonna get stuck on it. It don't have to be a good thing. That's why you be careful how much you indulge. Crack is ugly and they stuck to it. You got people that's married and in relations with people that's uglier than crack. Lucky you can't see these people. They uglier than any drug you can think of, man. Horrible. But a person become bound and in love with them. From that, just repeatedly seeing the thing every day. And sometimes you got to break the circle. This is why I'm cautious. If you ever wonder, damn, why Solid single? I'm wise. You can't. I know this shit too good from experience. You get it? Be careful when you get bound to a thing. It ain't necessarily got to be good. It don't mean you can't get bound to it. And we think drugs is the only thing we can get addicted to. It's everything, anything you could think of. And some of you motherfuckers is addicted to doing nothing. Because at some point in your life, you did nothing for 4-5 days straight. You made this circle, now you stuck in that shit every day. You don't do nothing. But you get my point? You could become addicted or bound to anything you create a circle with. This is repetitively doing it. So, it's a lot of Jews in life. I'm getting a little parched. I have to eat. So hopefully y'all grasp. Addicted online. Yeah, most people are. Hopefully y'all grasp me. Y'all lost in the world. A lot of y'all are worshiping the wrong things. It all got to do with balance. I don't know. This is your being fair and honest. And once you get that down packed, then you start to, work on self, perfecting self. I know a lot of y'all got these fake rules y'all picked up from religion where you say, hey, you can't be perfect. That's just for you to stay low. You was perfect already when you was born. Meaning when you was born, you ain't had no ugly thoughts and you ain't had no fucked up emotional problems. That's why little babies always smiling and giggling and shit. And this was you at one point in time before you became the ugly person you is now. That's everybody. Beautiful kid. Even the ugly ones, they cute when they smile. Happiness make you happy. This was you, even if you feel like, nah, I was ugly, baby. There's no such thing. You was perfect. You didn't even know you was ugly. Being ugly ain't exist. It exists now because you got preference. So you say you ugly, so you ugly. But back then you didn't even know that. You ain't know no negatives. And that's negative. So who cares? The baby just perfect like God. No negativity. Tell a baby to do something bad, they look at you with the weird, strange face. They reach for God. I'm lying? Y'all 3-year-olds don't do that? Why do babies do that retarded shit, my nigga? You're talking to this little dumb fucking kid. That nigga kept grabbing his fucking ears and shit. Little nigga, I'll bust your chest open. Stop playing with me, man. You hear what I'm saying? They don't never like to acknowledge when you're telling them something. Like, yeah, you hear me? What is that gonna do, blood? You heard what I said, man. Y'all little cousin don't do retard. It's like they reach for God, like like my halo is gone now. Fuck. And then God gonna pull them back. As kids get older, they don't do that no more. They lose their connection with God. But that's my point. Little babies is perfect. And this was all of y'all. Then y'all get to a point, a place in y'all lives where y'all say, I can't be perfect. You was perfect when you ain't even had a common sense to know to be. Now you got good common sense and, this conscious that you are. The one that came out that was blank as shit and ain't know nothing. Got a lot of experience and memory and knows now. But it's useless. Meaning they can't clean itself back off. Meaning it can't clean its mind out. It can't clean its emotional state out. It can't make itself back like it was as a baby. But now with the know, which is even more glorious, to be clean knowing. The baby don't know. The baby just clean by default. Not even knowing. You grown. Imagine you could clean your emotional state out, your mind out. You know how y'all have negative thoughts. If y'all feel a negative emotion about somebody, then thoughts get ugly. There's no point. But this is how men work. Y'all have impoverished or negative conversation. That's why you always want to check the tone of the conversation. Y'all be in conversation and don't realize it's negative, it's pointless. And they gonna manifest nothing for you but poverty. A lot lot of y'all have impoverished ways. Y'all haven't learned how things work inside the mind and the emotional state. But the point I'm making is, y'all supposed to get to a stage in y'all maturity where y'all unwind from the worldly things and start to do work on self, real work. I'm not talking religious work where you bullshitting yourself, but real work, you know, that wise servant thing, where you putting the works in on yourself and slowly taking the steps to clean out the mind, clean out the emotional state, so you could benefit off that glory. It ain't about nobody else. And you imagine how good you fucking feel if you ain't, that shit wasn't bothering you no more, and you could just be free from all of that shit. All your addictions, all your past pain and hurt, all your fucked up emotional problems. You telling me you wouldn't feel just a relief if you could just get all of it off you? Yeah, you would. The problem is you think you can't. I don't know why. You niggas can lose every physical thing y'all got. I'll be a whole bum out here with nothing. But you telling me you can't lose all your mental and emotional baggage? If you could lose the physical materials, you know, the baggage, if you could lose that and be dead pop broke out here, that part ain't no excuse. You could clean away your mind and your emotional state. Most just don't want to. The mind is on the negative frequency. So all that negative stuff is like a treasure for them. They don't view it that way, but that's how they hold it. They can hold on to the good things in their life like a treasure in that way, but they ain't been put on that frequency. Meaning they ain't got no wise servant in their life to show them how to transcend that frequency over. You get good and bad, but you just holding on to the bad. Now I say, like, some of y'all come here and y'all focus on a little bit of negativity, a little bit of dirt, curse here too, but you overlook all the splendor. Like that. You do that because you're negative. So you're going to notice what you are. You're going to receive what you are, not even realizing it. So if you all around negative inside mostly, you're going to notice all the little specks of negativity. If you a positive person inside, so more than likely you're going to overlook the small little specks of negativity if overall is positive. You follow? If you negative, so those little specks mean everything. Like that. You have to become aware of things like that and start to catch it in self. Say, hold on. That's why I said y'all got to be fair and honest with self. If I tell you be honest, man, is it more splendor here with me? Or is the little things y'all like to nitpick at, is that the bulk of things? You'd have to be honest with yourself to even get there. To say, okay, maybe you right. I may be a little negative because I do be noticing, I do be overlooking the splendor. And you'd have to be honest with yourself to acknowledge, yeah, you got some splendor when you're breaking down your wisdom. And I overlook that deep wisdom you break down, and I try to focus on stupid little shit that ain't on it. That's the beginnings of your clearings away. Now you can use that example for something else in your life. Because you ain't balanced, so you overlooking the glory, and you pulling for the little specks of negativity. And this is based on the negativity inside. This is why a lot of y'all look for frauds. You desperate for me to be a fraud, or anybody you can make a fraud. Because that's what you feel like you are, or you feel like you're not worthy in any way. You follow? And so it's just how the body naturally works. Now, most of y'all ain't in a place where you can acknowledge these things and say, damn, you might be right. I'm not that happy with myself. And so when I do be tearing motherfuckers down and desperate to throw dirt on this nigga, or here's some dirt, it is because of that. Gotta feel good about yourself to want to hear good things about others. You get my point? And so hearing bad things about others ain't gonna make things go for you. It's gonna make that cycle or that hole deeper. You gotta find a way to pull from or become aware that you're doing that. And because it keep you there. You get my point? You gotta start being able to identify your mental and emotional filth. And then removing it. Some of y'all be in environments, you ain't that negative, but you be talking to people and they always got the new latest gossip and the new negative talk. That's poverty. You ain't that impoverished mentally and emotionally, but they gonna bring you there. You follow? Repeatedly hearing that sorrow speech, I'm sorry. It's like somebody always got a problem. Then you get it? A lot of y'all have those kind of conversations where you speak in the tone like you have a problem, or you agitated, or and you never pay attention to that to say, hold on, my tone is impoverished. There ain't no need for me to even be speaking. Ain't nothing even going on. There's positive things I could talk about, or even the tone. I could lighten it up. You've been in that flow so long. You done grew up in the projects and some shit, so that's your normal flow. How y'all bump? Meaning, if you're from the projects, this is jewels for y'all. The environment is impoverished, and environments is what shape and form our character. So most of us adopted poverty from the environment, and then that's what keep us impoverished. We picked up the morals and the ideals from the environment, which is impoverished. So in the ghettos, it's cool to argue with people. You ain't no punk, but that's impoverished. Think motherfuckers that's not impoverished are arguing? Why would they? If you was filthy rich right now, would you waste your time arguing with me? You broken, ain't got nothing to do. You know my point? That's why. So you have to learn to identify poverty and say, okay, I get it. Idle time. Niggas in the ghettos got idle time. The ideals and things that they learn in that poor environment. You have to remember, places is made how they are on purpose. And then people are put in these places. The ghettos was made how it was by those that made these cities. And certain people was put into that place. And it's already a known fact that they're going to adopt the ideals from the environment. Others put into wealthy environments. The smells are different. Hopefully that didn't interfere. But the smells are different in these wealthier environments. And the ideals and morals are different. And those put into those environments, so they will adopt these ideals and morals. It will bring more wealth to them. Those from the ghettos, it don't matter how much wealth you get them, they have impoverished ideals that they picked up from the environment. No one taught them how to remove the ideals of the mindset they picked up from the poorest environment they come from. So now they're a rich rapper that came from the projects, but they're still having shootouts and getting shot. And it's like I said, no one taught them how to remove the poverty from self. Now the poverty becomes them. Next thing you know, they're a millionaire, but they're dead. In impoverished fashion. Nipsey Hussle not supposed to die in impoverished fashion because he's not impoverished anymore. He doesn't even live over there. How'd he die over there? Again, Nipsey Hussle doesn't live over there. He lives in a nice part of town. How does someone who made millions and relocate still die in the same impoverished place that they don't even live? How'd that happen? That part. Nobody ever taught Nipsey Hussle what I'm saying right now. Okay, you got out the ghetto, but you still got all the filth of it on your mind and soul. Meaning you still got the morals and ideals that come from the environment. And they hold dear to you. That's how they work. Now we be knowing that shit's stupid. But it's stuck on you because you're like, nah, but then it becomes your poverty. Next thing you know, you pop smoke. Why is he getting robbed like a drug dealer in the poor ass ghetto? In a neighborhood that ain't even suitable for that. Because man will bring his poverty wherever he go. If it can't draw him back to the poverty, it will follow him where he go. Like that, y'all can't escape it. Move away, it wouldn't matter, you still gonna die. Now I'm gonna come back to the hood, you still gonna die. Until you learn to remove the poverty from the mind and the poverty from the emotional state that the environment put on you, you're going to suffer that poverty. Boosie was just online maybe a month ago talking about, I'm selling my Rolls Royce. That's poverty. The Fed snatched him up. It's going to cost you millions to try to beat that. So he say, I'm selling my car. It's over. Tell my kids I'm sorry. Why is a rich man that got his own land, his own house, why is he going through that? That's stuff that happens in the projects. Why is he walking around with a pistol in his back? That's stuff that happened in the ghetto. He not from the ghetto no more. They never wash away the poverty. So the impoverished ideals and morals he have still make sense to him. It gonna draw him back to those environments. Boosie don't have to deal with the poor no more. But he do, because he don't get it. He wasn't taught. You done with that. There's no point on getting rich and changing your life physically and not mentally and emotionally. Because all you're going to do is end up in the same circumstances that you did when you was poor, and that was the point. His mind is how it is. You follow? His daughters, his sons, they supposed to be in prep school. Talking strange. Hey, father. Well, you like, damn, Boosie, how the fuck your kids end up squared out like that? His mind different. He say, no, I understand poverty. They not going to be impoverished environments because they don't even pick it up. And I clean myself up so they can't get none of it from me. Like that. Nobody school us on these things. So his kids ghetto like him. I'm not saying in a negative way. I like Boosie and his kids. We all come from the same slums. So that's why I'm telling y'all this bump. Somebody got to. But you get my point? You still live off the same poverties when you don't remove it from yourself. It don't matter how much you got or how little you got. Follow? I don't have none of the problems that I had when I lived in the ghetto environments. I don't have that mindset and emotional state. I cleanse myself of those things. In that, in my physical life, you'll never see these things transpiring. Oh, I heard Silas got shot. You'll never hear it. It's been 7 years. Have you heard it? No. Unless it was in the past. I say Silas had this problem. I had no problems. I don't live by the morality and ideals we pick up from the ghetto environments. I never really growed up in the projects. Like I said, my mama a little bougie, so I got the ghetto from like visiting my cousins, my grandmother. But you get my point. That was always a contrast. See how y'all think I'm bougie? It's always been like that. Not the words y'all use now, but you get it? It always been like that. But like I said, my mother viewed as bougie, so shit was different for me coming up. That's why I know how to speak, the right way. You see how you see me, you say, this nigga a little hood, but then it's a part of him where I'm like, nah, this nigga knows some shit. Like that. We eating a nice restaurant. I'm in both sides. I'm the impoverished side and the upscale shit. Like I said, when I was growing up, I used to have to rake the yard for allowance and shit like that. I mean, I lived in a house in Atlanta. Had a front yard and a backyard, man. But when you young, that's boring to you. So I make sure every summer I get to go back to the projects. You get my point? But when you get older, you have to grasp all environments. They already come with their morals and ideals that have nothing to do with the people. The environment itself have its own flow already on its own, and the people adopt this. It's like the jungle. The animals adapt to the jungle. You take them, put them in the zoo, then they adopt to that. Become a little more peaceful. It's all in the environment. Follow? And take some of y'all all weak and delicate, you live in the suburbs, and put you in prison for a year, you're gonna be different. You get my point? It don't matter what you think, you're going to be different. And you're gonna see things are different. And so there's people that, study these things and they apply them on people. And then there's those that have to become aware of these things and the happenings of it. And everybody put into environments that they are. These environments is created for certain reasons. We leave the environment, but we bring the poverty or the morals and ideals from the environment. In that, it don't matter where we go, it's the environment still. You move out the ghetto and it's still ghetto as hell. Ice-T and all these niggas becoming rappers in the early 80s, man, and they getting rich and they moving out to the valley and they got low riders and they look ghetto as fuck. You like, these niggas bringing the value down. They don't understand, like, you could have stayed there for that, man. The environment gotta be poor. Every environment gotta be how it gotta be. When you come from the ghetto, you don't learn that. You just figure like, what does it matter? What would it matter if I got my lowriders and shit in the yard? It's gonna matter when you have that impoverished fucking lifestyle that you just left coming here. What happens when the essays see your fucking lowrider over here? Now all them nice folks that live in that good environment, shootouts happening because your ass did. Because you brought the impoverished ways, like your lowrider in the front yard, with the blue flags hanging all off it. Things that's gonna make poverty happen. Shootouts is poverty. Anything that's gonna cost you is poverty. An argument is poverty. You say how? You benefiting anything off it? In upscale environments, is there arguing along? That's why it's impoverished, because it's some shit you're gonna see in a dirty, low environment. Makes sense now, right? Stealing. Impoverished. I stole some of Salah's wisdom. You poor. No matter how you cut it, you a poor ass man. But you proud of it. So that go to show you, like, be proud of low things, fucked up ideals, poverty, not even realizing it. So the mind have to be adjusted, but y'all can always get one-on-ones for these things. Those of y'all that's not that impoverished, penny pinching and stuff like that. Get a one-on-one. Learn to adjust yourself and slowly, clean the dirt from the mind and the emotional state. Otherwise, anybody y'all know that's wealthy that's still impoverished, it's gonna be hard for them. They ain't never gonna really enjoy that wealth. So before you seek to be wealthy, it's best you wealthy up the mind and the emotional state first. So when you do get the wealth, you get to actually enjoy it. You ain't got to be going through the things you see these rappers going through. They living out the rest of their poverty that's still stuck on their mind and emotional state. Your Cardi B's, your Kodak Blacks, your Boosies. They're just living out the rest of the poverty that's stuck on their emotional state and mind. And being as though ain't nobody schooling them on these things, maybe they don't know. It linger around until it linger around. Some people, they come off on his song. Some people would drag them back. Did it be bad? Cardi B, she looked like, it's coming off her slowly and slowly and slowly. And at some point she gonna be, of wealthy mind and spirit to go along with the physical wealth. And maybe she may not get there, but just get there enough to where the poverty ain't interfering. Might have somebody like Boosie that y'all might see 10 years from now when he back like how he was before, when he fresh getting out of jail broke. Cat Williams gave him $10,000. This is his story. Like, I'm not throwing dirt on him or nothing. This is what he said. He said he came out fucked up. that was a blessing for him. He gave him 10,000. That got him back started. And so it show you what kind of grind he got. That nigga doing his thing, off that 10. So, but you get my point? He could be back in a situation like that, where he coming out and he 50. I mean, he like 40 now. Let's say 10 years from now, it ain't far-fetched that he might find himself in a situation where he 50 now, going through that same shit. Where he lost everything and starting over. And it's because of the morals and ideals that he lived by. You don't gotta doubt that that's gonna be his reality. Until he shed that poverty from himself, trying to impress little kids in the street. Because that's the only people that's in the street is little kid and kid-minded people. So he's trying to impress things that he far past. And because of that, you get it? Fucking him up. A lot of y'all need me as y'all consigliere, yeah, meaning if you wealthy, you may want to consider hiring me. One day a week, you know. I know you're busy. One day a week. Fit you in my schedule. You can fly me out and then I can enjoy your wealthy life for a moment before I come back to, you know, my way of living. However, but grasp. Everybody needs to cleanse themselves mentally and emotionally at some point. Those that don't, they die with that dirt on the self, and so it lingers around in death. You should look at it like the aura of oneself. If you die an alcoholic, you got the stench of an alcoholic, and it's that smell that has to linger away. Your smell will determine when it's out of your system. Even if you're alive, it's the same. The smell that an alcoholic has, you will know they're not an alcoholic no more when the smell passes. Until y'all essence, y'all are just airs. Smell, sound, senses. And so some of y'all got smells on y'all senses, if that makes sense. Some of y'all got emotional dirt on y'all senses. It reflects the smell, stank smells. When y'all get angry, y'all start to sweat and get a little clammy, and you smell. It all boil you down to smells. When you get the scent of self, smelling like peace and wisdom. I'm tired. I know y'all looking at me like, it's on heroin? No, this light is in my eyes. Wise one getting quite old, so you get it? Try not to look into it. It's fucking on my eyes and my forehead. That's why I be looking away, because the lights is in my eyes, my forehead hurt. But hopefully y'all grasp at some point we're gonna have to cleanse the self. If not, life will do the work over time. Meaning you die. I suppose at some point during your death, you lost in your dream, afterlife. You become aware and something happened, I'm not sure what. While you here, you can try to cleanse yourself of your addictions, your emotional problems, and your mental problems, you know. Clean up the body as much as you can, you know. Like perfect yourself. You owe it to yourself to see yourself in your perfect state, even if it don't last. You're an alcoholic, you deserve to see yourself not an alcoholic. Running in the mornings, getting your cardio up, going to a nice career job with your nice suit on, clean. If you're a little heavy, you at your perfect weight. If you're a little thin, you at your perfect weight. But you need to see yourself like that in your perfection. You follow? And you hold that vibration as long as you can. Of course, we get old in life, so you don't want to get lost on stupid on things. But while you young and in your glory, and you can, before you get to an age where you're going to be fucked up looking regardless. It wouldn't matter what you do. But see yourself in your glory if you can. Get yourself to your perfection. It'll do you some good. It'll do others some good to see, just to see you like that. You change thousands of people's lives. Be surprised how many people know you, see you clean up and be like, oh fuck, nah, I'm cleaning my life up. Ain't no way this loser. Ain't no way this loser gonna clean it. Blood, I used to sell dope and yeah, I'm rough. Man, I got half the motherfuckers that grew up with me pretending like they wise. You feel me? That shit real. It make niggas say, nah, he could do it. No fucking ways, man. Cheese cleaned up, blood. You saw that, man? Nigga. My nigga living different now. Blood, you seen him, man? That it make them say, nah, fuck that, my nigga. I'm gonna get me a manicure too, my nigga. Give me some good shit. And I'm wise too, blood. And it start there. The feeling like, nah, I could do it. And from there, you put in a little bit of works. Of course, if they was around me daily, then it would rub off more and more. They would be involved. When you involved, then you get it. You make it more part of your attention. But most of them probably still in the hood or in them kind of environments. So it ping pong. They had their moments where they like, nah, I could change my life. And then they had their moments where it's like, fuck all that shit. You just gotta hold your own frequency. Pull towards what's gonna bring you into your glory more. Y'all rest when y'all do. Those of y'all that gave back, I appreciate the give and receive. The foundations of my knowledge and the teachings is that. And that's all the problems we have in the world from people not being fair. And so the poverty you see, all the negative acts, they come from that. Some sort of imbalance. Someone not getting treated fair. If somebody's robbing or stealing, probably started from them being impoverished. And we already know people are impoverished because the wealth is not being spread around equally. And so all problems in life is dependent on balance. And if everybody in life could balance themselves out and become an overseer of fairness, we all be living in heaven right now. We all have our share of wealth. We all have an abundance. And we'll all be good. Life will be heaven. There won't be no sorrow. But it's because man can't balance himself out. I know a lot of y'all think the part of my teachings that got to do with balancing your being fair got to do with serving me and your giving back. No, it got to do with what I serve, which is the balance. And so it wouldn't matter if you gave back or not. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Some of y'all coming in here, you've been waiting on my downfall for quite some time. You're wasting your time. As long as I keep my balance and I'm fair and I make sure I'm an overseer of balance. And I do all the things that I teach y'all. Teach y'all the life I live, basically. Reflect, I do my works on myself. Make sure the mind cleared out. I ain't harboring no negativity in there. I make sure my emotional state is clear and I ain't harboring no negativity in there. I make sure I do physical works on my physical body ever so often. I ain't got that much physical ailment, so I don't need that much work. But you get my point? I make sure I do my works on myself and I make sure I enjoy myself and make good experiences. Make for good memory, good emotional state, good thought to reflect on. You get my point? So, like that. This is why I can't stay mad long or nothing like that. You laugh and shit. Emotional state cleared out. But everybody get to these places when they get to them. It starts with the work. You gotta put in the work on yourself. Take the time out every day. Try not to get lost into society. Put a lot of pressures on y'all. And that it make y'all go against y'all good nature. She said, like, I'm tired of this shit. Society unfair, so y'all see everything y'all don't got. And that imbalance piss y'all the fuck off. You get my point? It make y'all imbalance. Mind you, No poverty or whatever problem you got, it just got to do with imbalance. You're overlooking it and partaking in it, and every other individual doing that same thing. Either overlooking their taking care of themselves and their imbalances and how they overlook it. If everybody tend to themselves and make sure they're fair and they're not overlooking unfair treatment happening to others, then the life will be fair and balanced. But everybody looking at the next person like, you go first, you get it, and that'll never get done. And everybody stay in their imbalanced ways, and then everybody have to receive from that imbalance. So everybody's been cursed by imbalance, and y'all all complain about when y'all ain't treated fair, and whatever the scenario may be when it occurs. But when it's someone else, y'all overlook it. It makes for it to happen to you again and again and again, and to the next person again and again and again. And so everybody have to see we all bonded by that one thing, and we all one in that. We all overlook and partake in the things that we all got to live out afterwards. So try to grasp. Now it's your main man, Big Uzi. I have to depart. I'm quite famished. Salam, shalom, peace and wisdom.